Hello and welcome to BBC News here in the Midlands. I'm Lee Costello. New government guidelines means young people either have to be in work or in full-time education until the age of 18. That means many have chosen to become apprentices. But just how good are some of the apprentices schemes on offer? Here's Robert Spencer.
Apprenticeships are seen as an alternative to university, but like higher education, some apprenticeships are better than others. I've been to Evesham High Street to find out more. The Timpson shops have trained apprentices since the 1960s, and now it's time to pass on the knowledge to the younger generation. For Tom Baker, he began his apprenticeship 20 years ago as a way to provide for his family.
Because I'm got a skill behind me now, I want to pass on my skills to other people, to younger generation. You know, so we've got a couple on this area at 20 and 21-year-olds who come in the shop and spend a lot of time with us. So we like to pass on our knowledge and information that way.
It's a traditional skill that's still needed, but the worry is too many apprenticeships are not worth the time.
The government should state that if it's going to be a training programme as such, it should run for a long time, over the 2-year or 3-year period. Otherwise it's not fair on the youngster coming out of school and then doing 13 weeks and then they say, oh, ta-ra, bye-bye, you're 13 weeks it up, we don't want you anymore.
Wise words from an expert, but how many will follow him into the future? Despite criticism, for many, apprenticeships are still better than unemployment.
In a struggling market where traditional pubs are closing at an alarming rate, many establishments are looking to buck the trend by rebranding. While some have closed their doors and even been demolished and replaced by new housing, some are trying to fight to stay open. Stephen Trenchard has more.
I visited the Royal Oak, a 16th century pub in Evesham, where the local landlord has put the pub through a much needed makeover and is now shifting the emphasis onto fine dining, with fantastic results. The Royal Oak has been serving the good people of Evesham since the 16th century. Although the outside may have remained the same, the insides have dramatically changed.
It's become harder to make your living out of selling purely just beer and you know, ales and things like that. You've got to have something else, another reason, whether you're a music venue or a food venue or a theme night or you do fantastic quizzes or whatever it is. I think people need a reason and they need to see that you've made an effort as well.
Landlord Alistair Barlow may still be pulling pints, but he is now focusing on food. After administering a much needed makeover, the pub now has a specialist restaurant area.
And everyone sort of said if you sell lager for more than £2 a pint you won't survive and things like that, and it was like, well, we're going to be a different offer to many of the places around here, and we're going to focus on the food and the fact that it's, you know, free range, it's seasonal, it's ethical, it's properly cooked food, you know, and then tie the environment in with that.
An idea that has seen the establishment flourish in a struggling market, proving you can teach an old pub new tricks. So although the future of pubs is still uncertain, this local one is continuing the fight. Lee?
Now, some businesses never change, but they are rare. And as they get rare, it seems they become more precious. Lawrence Bakery in Evesham has been baking and selling bread since the 1950s. So what's the secret of their success? Here's Taylor Dior Rumble.
At a time where businesses close after 1 or 2 years, I visit a bakery that has become a buzzing hub for the community for over 60 years in the heart of Evesham.
As convenient as your local supermarket may be, nothing beats baked treats with fresh ingredients. I go to Evesham's busiest bakery and see how an independent shop compares.
Most of the stuff is locally sourced, you know, Bumblehole eggs, for instance, Bromsgrove, and Haygate flours are what we use mainly, which are a family-run business as well, which gives you a superb product. And everything that we do is made from scratch. We don't buy anything here.
But can the public really taste the difference? We asked some customers.
It's all freshly cooked and it's quality and delicious.
It's true. And there you have it. Locally sourced ingredients equals better quality and better taste. Taylor Dior-Rumble, BBC London News.
And who doesn't love a freshly baked sausage roll? I'm Taylor Dior-Rumble. Back to you, Lee.
In a society where unhealthy food is more convenient and accessible than ever, there are fears that children of today are not getting the nutrients and vitamins that they need. So how do we get children to eat well and stay healthy? I visited one business which is trying to make a world of a difference. It's not a burger van or a fried chicken place, but Eastham Health Hub is turning fast food into healthy food, and even children are getting into it.
I myself had 3 sons, so I know what it's like taking them out to eat, trying to meet up with friends. It can be a pain if they've got nothing to do and you strap them into a high chair and they don't want to sit there. So that's why I decided to not just have a cafe, but have a play cafe.
The link between healthy eating and activity is vital, and Claire Smith says this play cafe will help children grow and maybe even help their education.
More sessions for children. We've even investigated doing an after school club where we can pick up children after school, bring them back here, help them with their homework, let them chill out, you know, they can play, give them a healthy meal before they go home, that kind of thing.
It's perking up the idea that children who start healthy, stay healthy. Lee Costello, BBC NI. So it seems there's a new craze sweeping across the UK. Well, it's not what you'd expect. It involves dresses and bells. Izinka Akabawu has more.
I spoke to local businesses about the new wave of clients who are revitalising the wedding industry.
I think people are more focused on the whole look of the dress rather than just the front.
Sally Chin knows what brides want. That attention to detail has brought women to her shop for the past 9 years, but the age of those brides is getting younger.
Yeah, it's quite a mix. Previously, we'd have always said they were sort of 28, 29, you know, late 20s, but we've certainly noticed sort of a lot younger, sort of mid to early 20s brides coming through. So it's been quite nice.
The change has been welcomed by the people who put their weddings together. It seems the new brides bring new money into the industry with them.
Well, with them being younger, they tend to have sort of bank of mum and dad sort of following behind as well. So they haven't got huge budgets, but probably more generous than when they were doing it on their own sort of thing. And you do sort of think, oh, how are you managing this? You know, they're buying, you know, their first home together. They're doing everything to get, you know, all in one hit. Whereas sort of perhaps in my day, we were more like you buy a house, might have your child, and sort of marriage is an afterthought. Do you know what I mean?
With UK brides who walk down the aisle spending £25,000 on average for their big days, it seems that young brides, hoping to dream big, will always find the wedding industry's doors wide open.
So while many are hoping to hear sleigh bells at this time of the year, it seems that many young brides are hoping that they will hear their wedding bells very soon. Izin Akabawal, and I'll hand back to Lee in the studio.
Thanks, Izin. Well, that's all from BBC News. Do join us again tomorrow. Goodbye.